about our case study, which is application of QC tools and management tools in improving food industry productivity. So we starting off with what is QC tools. So QC tools is a quality control tools that are important in the food industry as they systematically identify, analyzing and controlling process inefficiencies that affect product and quality. So their applications help businesses to make decisions, eliminate defect and waste, and adhere to strict food regulations. Despite these benefits, many food manufacturing companies continue to struggle with low productivity due to excessive defect rates, low productivity due to improper procedures, and problem-solving methods. So the objective of this case study is to suggest solution for manufacturing companies by defining the issues, understand the causes of the issues, determine what need to be fixed, and evaluate the proposed solutions. So, Saleh Food Empire Kerepek has been chosen to conduct our case study, and the production manager has been interviewed to gather necessary information. So, based on Pareto analysis, 6 main causes has been identified, which is the first one is lack of strategy, the second one is inconsistent quality, the third one problematic employees, damaged goods or product, overstock, and system down. So, through this case study, it will be useful as a guideline for companies to improve their production and quality performance.
Introducing quality control tools and how they help us solve problems systematically. First thing is, what are QC tools? QC tools, simply put, they are systematic methods that help us identify, analyze, and solve quality problems in our organization. These tools are powerful because they transform raw data into actionable insight that drive continuous improvement. There are 7 key tools we'll be focusing on, known as the new 7 QC tools. First, the affinity diagram, which helps us group scattered ideas into meaningful clusters. Second, the interrelationship diagram. This maps out cause and effect relationship between different issues. Third, the tree diagram, which break down broad objective into specific actionable tasks. 4, the prioritizer matrix. This helps us to choose the best option based on defined criteria. 5th, the matrix diagram, which reveals the relationship between multiple factors. 6, the PDPC chart. This anticipated potential problem and helps us plan responses in advance. And finally, the activity network diagram, which sequences tasks and identifies the critical path to project completion. These tools work together as an integrated system to tackle complex quality challenges. So why project scope matters? Before we dive into problem solving, we need to talk about project scope. Why does it matter so much? A clear scope defines what we will accomplish and, just as importantly, what we won't accomplish. This ensures everyone on the same team has the same expectation and prevents confusion and disagreement down the line. The proper scope, different departments might expect completely different outcome. So our objective for this project, we have 4 clear objectives. 1, define the problem clearly. 2, understand the root causes behind the issue. 3, determine what specifically needs to be fixed. And 4, evaluate the potential solution we develop. This objective works like steps on a ladder. One builds and previous leads naturally to the next. With these tools and clear objective in mind, we are ready to tackle quality improvement and systematically and effectively.
Established in 1988 by Tuan Haji Saleh bin Surya and Puan Haja Hamidah, Saleh Food is a Malaysia halal food manufacturer specializing in traditional snacks like cassava-based chips and kuih batang burut. Starting a small home-based operation with an initial capital of only RM39, the business successfully leveraged the founder logistic experience to expand its market local village to Singapore. And 2012, the company underwent a significant transformation when leadership was handed over to the founder's son, IR Muhammad Fauzi bin Haji Saleh. Under his professional engineering background and leadership, Saleh Food transitioned into a systemically managed organization focusing on efficient and sustainable growth while maintaining its heritage in the traditional food industry. Saleh Food currently operates the 2 locations in Malaysia to support its manufacturing and business activity. One location serves as the main product facility, while the second location functions as a supporting site for additional production process, storage, retail operation and overall business management. The operation of 2 locations enable to the company to manage a higher production capacity, improve operational efficiency, and ensure smoother workflow and distribution of product. This multi-location structure allows Saleh Food to respond effectively to increasing market and demand while maintaining consistent product quality. Saleh Food Centre is core business of the production of traditional cassava business, utilizing cassava as its primary raw material to create a diverse portfolio of approximately 50 product variety. This range includes innovative flavors such as cheese, black pepper sambal, and signature chili campur, and allowing the company to meet evolving consumer demand and maintain a strong market position. Supporting this operation is a structured workforce of 50 employees, where a specialized administrative team of 10 manage critical functions like finance, human resource, and procurement. The remaining workforce is strategically distributed across production, retail operation, and management departments, ensuring a holistic business approach. This comprehensive departmental setup not only guarantees that manufacturing process adhere to strict quality and safety standards, but also provide the organizational stability necessary for Saleh Food continued growth and long-term sustainability in the food industry.
7. I will be presenting the research methodology for our group project. For this study, we have chosen a qualitative research method with a case study design, focusing on both descriptive and exploratory elements. We believe this is the best approach to truly understand the practical application of quality control within the daily operation of Saleh food industry. To ensure our research is true, we follow a structured 5-step process. First, we start by identifying the problems through initial observation at the production site to see what was happening on the ground. Second, we move into identifying the causes by gathering data through a set of 35 targeted interview questions. Third, we perform a root causes analysis using various QC tools to pinpoint exactly where the production bottlenecks were occurring. Fourth, we propose several technical and management improvements based on our findings. And finally, we evaluate this solution to check their feasibility and how they could be practically applied to help the company. Moving on to how we collected and analyzed our data. For our primary data collection, we use 2 main techniques. First, we conduct interviews involving a group of several researchers, where we ask 35 specific questions to the production staff to understand both the management and operational side of the business. Second, we carry out systematic observations. This means we didn't just walk around. We specifically monitor the efficiency of the slicing machines, check the consistency of product thickness, and ensure the packaging was airtight, and analyze how the warehouse inventory was being managed. For the data analysis, we follow a framework based on the academic reference by Maga and Shinde 2014. We utilize a toolbox consisting of the 7 basic QC tools and the 7 new management tools. The main goal of our analysis is to take all the raw information we gather from our informants and transform it into clear, visual formats. By doing this, we can effectively identify the key factors that are currently affecting the company's productivity and suggest the best way forward. That's all from the methodology section from our group. Thank you.
Today, I will present the flowchart of how chips are made using cassava from raw to packaging. The raw material that is always used by the Saleh Food Industry Company is cassava. For the first step, they will choose cassava that is not damaged and not large. If the cassava is too big, they will squeeze the cassava so that the cassava can pass through the machines. After that, the automatic cleaning process takes place using a machine specially created by the company. Next is the process of washing the cassava until it is clean and the process of cutting the cassava according to the thickness standard that has been set. Once the process is finished, it is time to dry the cassava so that when it is time to fry the cassava, it is not too soft and oily. Because of that, the drying process is very important to ensure that the chips are always crispy. Finally, the process of cooling and filtering the oil before adding flavors. Once the preparation process is finished, they will do quality control to ensure that the chips are in a good conditions and crispy. Then they will package the chips to be sold in the market.
Okay, next I will explain the process for yes or no. So based on what we see in the peeling sections, there is an arrow that shows yes, no in the start sections. Logically, the peeling process will not happen as long as the company has not made a selection of cassava. Therefore, it becomes no. The second things we see in the action sections. So the packaging process will not happen as long as the cooling and oil filter processes are not complete. So what is Pareto diagram? The meaning of the Pareto diagram is combining a bar chart and a line graph and identify the most significant factors in a dataset based on 18/20 rule, where 18% of effects come from 20% of causes. So we can see that there are 6 problems in the company's Saleh Food Industry, namely lack of strategy, where the frequency is 13 people and the cumulative frequency is 13 as well as 25%. The second is inconsistent quality, where there are 10 times equal to 23 and as much as 20%. Next is problematic employees, who amount to 8 people and the cumulative is 31 and as much as 50%. In addition, damaged goods or product are 8 and the cumulative frequency is 38 and as much as 50%. Next is overstock, as much as 8 and as much as 45 and as much as 50%. Finally, the system is down 5 times and the cumulative frequency is 15 and as much as 10% only. So this is a Pareto chart that is derived from information obtained through interviews. The purpose the Pareto chart is to identify the main causes of problems in chip productions. In fact, there are ways for us to solve this problem by making improvements to ensure that Saleh Food Industry Company remains and is widely known internationally.
as we can see in the box in the side, this is an easy way for us to apply and train employees to get encouraging result. So what is affinity diagrams? Means organizations large numbers of ideas or data points into natural groupings based on their relationships. There are 4 problems, namely methods, materials, people, and machines. For methods, in terms of inconsistent work standards, work processes with too many steps, incomplete quality control processes, and encourage material production planning or overstocking. This can affect operational efficiency and increase risk. Therefore, comprehensive improvements are needed to ensure more efficient and control operations. So next is material, which is inconsistent quality of raw materials, packaging that does not match the product, damaged materials, and stock of materials. This right affects the quality of the final product and the smooth operations. Therefore, strict material control, selection of appropriate packaging, and systematic stock management must be implemented to ensure product quality is always guaranteed. Beside that is people. The problem is lack of experience, lack of training, poor communications between employee, and not complying with the prescribed SOP. This can lead to a decline in work performance. Therefore, emphasis on continuous training, effective communication, and adherence to SOP is important to improve efficiency and quality of work. Lastly is machines, where they use all machines. Machines maintenance is done when it's breakdown. Machine settings are inconsistent and spare parts are hard to get. Therefore, improvement in terms of period maintenance, standardizations of machines settings, planning for machines, and spare parts replacement are necessary to ensure more efficient and stable operations.
Learning about interrelationship diagram. Based on the diagram that we saw, our diagnostic finding reveal a critical insight. While external symptoms like tire damage and customer complaints are highly visible, they are not the root cause of Saleh Foods' operational headache. The primary failure originates internally, where the combination of inadequate packaging materials and the absence of standardized operating procedure creates a fundamentally vulnerable product. This internal weakness is the first domino directly leading to damage during transportation, which then triggers a disruptive chain reaction of customer dissatisfaction, product returns, and lasting harm to the brand's reputation. A secondary compounding issue stems from unreliable suppliers, which introduce inconsistent raw material quality. Ultimately, this demonstrates that our external financial loss and negative review are merely the symptoms of deeper internal process failures in packaging, control, and supplier management. Next, I will be explaining about the tree diagram. To address these root causes, we have developed a comprehensive 5-pillar strategy. First, we will fundamentally enhance our packaging by upgrading to corrugated cardboard, low-layer bubble wrap, and high-grade laminated plastics. Second, we will implement rigorous process standardization, including formal packing SOPs, protocol for weight distribution and seal integrity, and a mandatory pre-shipment shake test. Third, we will launch a structured staff training program focused on product handling and order accuracy, support by an error tracking feedback system. 4. We will formalize supplier quality management through binding agreement, storage audits, and full batch traceability. And finally, for 5, we will shift career management to a performance-based partnership using scorecard, SLAs, and specialist contract. Together, this plan systematically targets our internal failures to stabilize operation and restore brand reputation. Based on our matrix diagram analysis, we have strategically prioritized our 5-pillar plan to ensure the fastest path to stabilization. Our top priority is executing packaging enhancement and process standardization to directly attack the core value chain of damage and returns. We will concurrently launch the high priority foundational staff training program. Following this, we will address the medium priority issue of supplier quality management to resolve product inconsistency. Finally, we will implement the supporting career performance system as the final optimization step. This sequence, dictated by the matrix diagram, ensures we focus resources on root cause first to stabilize operations and improve financial performance in the shortest time. Thank you.
Alright, now I will explain about the discussion of this case study. For the first point, at the initial stage, the study expects the main problem to be caused by machine and worker, where analysis showed weakness in management system and inconsistent product quality as the real causes at Saleh Food. Then, the Pareto chart identified two main problems, namely lack of management strategy 25% and inconsistent product quality 20%, which have a major impact on the company operation. Therefore, due to the problem, it will result in uneven chip quality, damaged product, increased operating costs, waste of raw material, rework, and decreased customer satisfaction. Next, by using affinity diagram, we can identify the causes of the problem, which stem from 4 main categories: work method, raw material, workers, and machines, with the absence of clear SOP being the most dominant factor. Furthermore, interrelationship diagram prove that weaknesses in process control and packaging cause other problems such as damaged product and customer complaint. Overall, QC tools and new 7 QC tool in company operation is very effective in helping to identify problem and real causes based on data, not assumption, even though they are constrained in terms of data and respondent. So, the main solution proposed is packaging improvement, process standardization through SOP, employee training, and supplier management. This is because the impact given by packaging and SOP is the biggest in terms of quality and operating costs. As a conclusion to our case study, I will summarize it into 4 points so it will be easy to understand. The first point of conclusion is this case study successfully identified the main problem, cause of problem, and suggested solution in production operation at Saleh Food by using QC tools and new 7 QC tools. Next, the findings from this study have shown the main problem is not just caused by machine or worker, but the weak management strategy, unclear SOP, and inconsistent product quality. Then, the third point is the use of QC tools and new 7 QC tools such as Pareto chart, Ishikawa diagram, and interrelationship diagram has proven to be effective in helping company make a systematic and data-based analysis, not just assumption. And the last point is that suggestions such as packaging improvement, process standardization, employee training, and supply management have the potential to improve product quality and reduce cost and support continuous improvement. Alright, that's all from us. Thank you.